Okay, welcome to this short presentation, a quick summary of the Fractional Billionaire Project. And we want to keep this as short as possible so that anyone can watch it as a quick video and get an understanding of what this is all about. So, without wasting time, let's go into the slides. So it's the Fractional Billionaire Project, and this presentation is all about what's in it for you. What is it about? How does it benefit you? So one of the things that this project will do for you is give you an opportunity to take your money and multiply it. So not saving it in the bank for 0.25% interest per year or 1% interest per year, but you can just put it in things that will help you multiply it by 2, by 10, by 100, by 1,000, usually within a 3 to 10 year span. So you can watch a video on money multiplication to see specific examples with proof that this is possible and has been done before. So we're not telling you something that is new. It's just that it's easier for billionaires to access those structures and the tools and also the knowledge than the average person. Another thing that it will do for you is tax bill elimination. So you can be able to get your tax bill, your income tax bill down to 0, essentially by something you can refer to as income makeover. Because sometimes how much you make is not as important as how you make it. If you're able to turn your income into capital gains or into dividends or into royalties or into offshore profits, that is profits outside the country, that can get your bill down to 0. And again, in other videos, we can show you how people make up to 200 million US dollars a year and their income tax bill is 0. Or we can give you an example of a billionaire in the state of California who for 6 years did not pay any federal income taxes or California income taxes, even though he spent or his family spent over 100 million US dollars over that period. So something else this will do is provide you a stress-free retirement plan. If you're like most people and you depend on the regular retirement savings plans in the US, this will be called a 401k or IRA. In Canada, it will be called RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Then you would know that those plans are not stress-free because everything about those plans depend on what is happening in the market on the day you need to sell or the day you are buying. Yeah, some people do have a defined benefit pension plan, but even also with that, you have a promise. You have done the work. You can only hope that the politicians in place and the voters who are going to vote politicians into office in the next 10, 15, 20 years agree that the promises should be kept as promised. If you're working for a private company, you can only hope that the next chief executive officer or the next set of executives would be willing to honor the plan. There are many horror stories of people who did the work, and when it came time to collect those benefits, found they were not there or they did not get what was promised. One other thing this will do for you is provide you multi-generational income stream that goes beyond your generation. So if you're a regular worker, you can only get a salary or wage for the work you do. If you have a pension, the pension will be paid to you or maybe to your spouse in some cases, but it's not going to be paid to your children. But with the structures that you get into with the Fractional Billionaire Project, when you are done benefiting from the income of the assets you've created, your children and your grandchildren and so on would continue to benefit for the next 100, 50, 200 years, as the case may be. So again, we will have more information in other videos on that. So quickly, how do you know that this is not a scam? Well, truth be told, the real scam is that you don't know, because the large financial services institutions, they spend a lot of money advertising and educating you on the toxic instruments they are selling. We can discuss that in another video. There's a whole lot that we can tell you about those products, but be sure that the powers that be, they spend a lot of money to ensure that you don't get to know what would otherwise be available. This is something that came from an article written by an investment manager who works with very wealthy clients. And this is from the website Who Rules America. You can do a Google search. You can get to this article yourself. But may I draw your attention to this portion? I believe, yes, here. This red highlight: a highly complex set of laws and exemptions from laws and taxes has been put in place by those in the uppermost reaches of the US financial system. The same thing applies in Canada or the UK or elsewhere. It allows them to protect and increase their wealth and significantly affect the US political and legislative processes. They have real power and real wealth. Ordinary citizens in the bottom 99.9% are largely not aware of these systems. So now you can see why you don't know, do not understand how they work, are unlikely to participate in them, and have little likelihood of entering the top 0.5%, much less the top 0.1%. Moreover, those at the very top have no incentive whatsoever for revealing or changing the rules. So let's leave it at that. So that's why you don't know about it. It's not that it does not exist. It's that the powers that be, the billionaires who control things, don't want you to know. Because if you know, then you also begin to try to do what we are doing in the Fractional Billionaire Project. You will try to benefit from those laws, or what also is called the exemptions from laws and taxes. Now, certainly feel free to ask for independently verifiable proof, and we're happy to provide you that. Now, a question to you: do you agree that the rich get richer faster? Most people agree that is true. Now, why do you think that happens? Is it because they are smarter or they work harder? No. It's because they are doing things differently. They are playing by a different set of rules. Now, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. If you play by the billionaires' rules using their tools, you will get the results they get. And all those things that we have told you at the beginning that the Fractional Billionaire Project can do for you, those are the kind of results billionaires are getting right now. Now, if you do what everyone else does, which you are already doing right now, if you don't change your plan or participate in the Fractional Billionaire Project while the door is still open, and by the way, the door will not be open forever. Once the goal is reached, no new members, no new participants. But if you do what everyone else does, you will do all the work. You'll be the ones to save for retirement, to save for your kids' education, or to save for a rainy day, and you bear all the risk, but the billionaires will pocket the profits. Now, why do you trust the large financial services institutions, the banks, the insurance companies, the large mutual funds companies? Truth be told, the reason why many people trust these institutions is because, they've been in business for a long time. They have a large asset base. They have many customers. 10 million people cannot be wrong. Well, 10 million people can be wrong, depending on what the objective is. Now, Whose interest do you think these large financial services institutions, whose interest do you think they are looking out for? Do you believe they are looking out for your interest? If you believe that, then we have a bridge to sell to you in the middle of nowhere, because they are not looking out for your interests. They are looking out for the interests of their executives, their shareholders, but not your interest. And in other videos, we can show you exactly how they actually steal from you, but it's all okay. The law allows them to, as it were, steal from you. So they take from you what should be yours so that they can give to their shareholders as profits or give to their executives as compensation by way of salary and bonuses. This Fractional Billionaire Project is a people organized, people governed arrangement. So by people, we mean regular, everyday people like you, not billionaires. You can argue that the people who control the banks are on the side of the billionaires. You were not there when those banks were formed. You were not there when those large insurance companies were formed. You have just come into the system and you see that they are large and established and you are doing business with them. You don't know how they were formed, who formed them, and whose interests they're looking out for. This program, you can see it being formed. It's by everyday people like you. It's going to be governed by everyday people like you. And the only stakeholders are the participants. There is no other shareholder anywhere or billionaire to whom this is going to be accountable. It is only accountable to the people that come together to make it happen. So that is a quick summary, but do check out other videos on our YouTube channel. It's called MCWS Presentations. There you will be able to read more about this Fractional Billionaire Project and what it is all about. So once again, the channel is MCWS Presentations, and there is quite a number of videos there that can help you understand what this project is all about. So thanks for watching and have a good day.